Peace. Here with another episode of Shadow Projection. Shout out to you, Mars. Shout out to Yoga Healed the Hood. It's another wonderful grand rising. Another beautiful day. Even though it ain't day yet, it's top of the morning. Early morning vibrations. And I've been dreaming for the past 5 years. That's what it felt like. I was in a world, man, where I was seeing a lot of like melanated women. A lot of melanated women, and they was trapped. They was trapped by their own desires and their own ignorance. And as a man, I'm not here to put myself over women. It's just to inform of people of my dream. What I do with the shadow projection is like project my shadow. And shadow is the things that aren't mostly seen, nor is it the things that are mostly known. You can't label the shadow because the shadow can't be seen. So if you think your shadow is more relegated to this, that, and the third, you don't get it. The shadow is as the shadow does, and the shadow can somewhat transform and shapeshift into a different vibration, a different frequency that can trick you into not even knowing what the shadow is. The shadow is very confusing, basically. And so shadow projection is me documenting the times where I'm in contact with my shadow and able to formulate a conversation. So I'm talking about relationships this morning, right? And before we get to relationships, I'm going to deal with dating. Because I'm actually going under like this Pambajira. Like my Pambajira, my path of Pambajira is Negra Rosa. And that's the black rose. That's my specific path. My specific cross that I carry is that of the black rose. And so when I channel this energy, it's always about love, romance, and dating. And the melanated woman has been lied to about the melanated man. Somehow, some way, the melanated energy has been reduced to a 15% population. Like 15% of the men is the dominant perpetuated stereotype, where 85% of men you wouldn't know nothing about. Just as unique, just as creative, just as brilliant as a unicorn. Right? A real man is nothing to do with your stereotypes, your expectations, your history. A real man is an individual that you have to get to know that person and treat that person with respect, dignity. Whether he a zaddy, right? Whether he got all the money, whether he got all of the muscles. Because the reality of men is that we're not perfect, nor will we ever be. So if you're waiting for the perfect person, are you the perfect person? The answer is no. Right? Nobody perfect. That's the whole point of us being down here, is that we not perfect and we can all communicate and relate to one another. I can talk to somebody that's rich as hell. I can talk to somebody poor as hell, because at the end of the day, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to love you and uplift you and give you proper game and information. The reality is that my mom couldn't give me this type of game. So when you reference the energies that you absorb from your family and your friends and your social circle and your media choices, that's just part of the puzzle. That's just part of the gambit. The full gambit is the reality that we're all available to be learned and to be appreciated and to be valued. And the flip side of that is that we could expect, we could hold people accountable, we could judge them based upon what our mama and daddy expected for us. But what did your mom and dad groom you for? What was your friends grooming you for? 10 times out of 10, people got ulterior motives, and they can only see you for what they see in themselves. So that puts you at a limit with understanding yourself based on your environment, current friends, and family. This is why spiritual development is necessary first. Because a lot of people go from relationships and then begin to start dating their person. So a lot of guys struggle with women in between 27 and let's just say 44, because at those ages, a woman is not trying to learn you as an individual. She is judging you to see if you marriage material or not. And this is her biological understanding of the world that she lives in. Which I don't think there's no problem with that. I do think though, your actual parameters for judging and actually choosing your actual ideal partner might be a little off. When you want a man to be in this 15 percentile, and they call it alpha, but that's just not what it is. That's not what it is entirely. And then the energies that's not alpha don't make them less than, right? It just means that this society is so fucked up that you got to be so heartless and so brain dead to thrive in it, right? And if you got compassion, if you got a heart, if you make a mistake, if you don't have no proper guidance, if you don't have no proper inheritance, then you just fucked, right? So in order for a man to stand on his own 2 feet, a lot of times he has to be a spiritual creature. He has to be an individual. He has to be brilliant, right? He has to, with all of the odds against us, he has to still figure out a way, right? And because of that, he requires his divine counterpart to get to know him in his story, in his journey. Not to want to seduce him, not to want to marry him, not to want to do none of this shit, because you don't even know how I got here, especially if you dealing with a stranger adult in 2020. You do not know their story. Please don't assume to know their story. And if you're not interested in that story, you are draining him. You are a Jezebel spirit. You mean him no good, right? It's very important that we begin to look at each other as souls, as reincarnated cosmic beings. And first we have to do that within ourselves. Because once we get into the relationship world or the dating world, that's a vicious game that I realize people is not even really trying to play. Dating is like food and survival and things like that. So you waiting for somebody is not the move. It's always things that you could do to better yourself, because when it comes to a real quality person, let me tell you about a quality person. A quality person has options. Always. In order to get a quality person to love you, you have to love them. In order to love them, you have to get to know them. To which, if you do not see quality in yourself, you get triggered by these words. And you don't want to begin to put in the effort to learn a person, to earn a person, because that person has value. You want to fuck, suck, and seduce a person into wooziness, and now he can't think straight. Get you pregnant, and then have an overall sense of control over him based on the children. And all of these particular verbiages are basically after y'all have consummated. To which, if y'all haven't consummated, then you don't have the negative energy to give him. Right? You're not mad at a dude who ain't made no baby with you and spent time with you. Like quality time with you, you give him a pass. So, we talking about biology here. None of us are the deciders or choice makers in the actual reality of whether consummation is happening. So with that being said, it should take you a long time to have sex with somebody. Like a long time to have sex with somebody, because you realize the result of having a child is not up to you. I know this shit counterintuitive to what everybody been saying and how we've been living our lives thus far. But then I think about the distance between melanated women and melanated men. We might as well be from two different earths and two different planets, man. We speak in two different languages. We not saying nothing to each other at this particular point. And all that I'm saying in this episode is triggering a lot of people, making a lot of people upset. Because they, and I'm speaking general, because ain't nothing specific out here. It's just something that I've been referencing from my dream world. Something I've been referencing myself as I deal with a lot of my past relationships and things of that nature. What did I just experience? What did I go through in this? Why was she so angry? Why didn't it work out? What was the issue? Okay, I've dealt with myself. Of course I've dealt with myself. I've improved. I've got my money up. I've taken care of myself. I've done the work that I needed to do to become a better man. Right? However, on the flip side, it's like more or less adapt what I was supposed to do. And then on the other side, it's like no changes and no growth. I'm not picking on nobody. I'm just saying what I experienced. What I seem to keep getting from people in the hopes of wanting relationships. And I could continue to lie and push false rhetoric, like keep ritualizing, keep intending. You'll find somebody, girl, somebody going just hop out the blue one day and show up and just going just love you, wrap their arms around you and things of that nature. I can keep saying that shit, but the reality is, if people sought to learn an individual, none of this shit would even matter. Like, it's hella individuals. It's hella high quality energy out here for you to investigate, for you to learn, for you to pick their brain, for you to join their Patreon, for you to just ask them intelligent, thought-provoking questions about them. How did you get to where you are today? To which you can't just look at an energy built like a twin tower or a Sears tower, like a massive building, a divine masculine energy, and then be like, not ask how it got built. Just think you just about to move in and be treated like a whole queen or something like that, when it's like people work real hard to build what they got, and the last thing they gonna do is lose it to a stranger. I know what reality TV show you. I know what people who study reality TV show you through art imitating life. But when you get into the realms of self-development, you start leveling up. You start meeting different type of women out here. It's a whole women out here that'll just cash you out because she got it like that. Like, just because she got it like that, she'll just cash you out. She'll take you out. She'll take you to the club. She'll do all of these particular types of things on some friend shit. But when you find that within yourself, like when you in a different tax bracket, when you really in prosperity, the same shit don't really apply. Like, there is a different level of energy when you not surviving, right? When you not just sitting around waiting. Like, when you sit and focus and better yourself and level up and put the effort, you transcend men and women, right? It's men up there, it's women up there, right? Excuse me. It's like when you a god or a goddess, that's something different. And what I'm trying to bring forth is a new way of relating, a new way of dating, to where you just sit and learn that person. You get to know that person, and you don't have no expectations of being his wife. You don't know this person. You don't know their family. You don't know much about energy in 2020. Y'all meeting on the internet for the most part. It's a whole background check that you gotta go through now, or else you can't wait to the last minute to find out some shit about somebody. You can't take a person's word for it. You can't give a person the benefit of the doubt. The doubt has no fucking benefits, fam. If it's a doubt there, you don't get benefits for that. Not in 2020. So the reality of building a relationship starts in your ability to maintain positive communication, open and honest lines of communication for a long amount of time. And you building up knowledge and you building up a rapport with this human individual. You is not bringing your skewed expectations because your ass fat, or because you got a flat stomach, or like everybody got that, or anybody can get that. And the qualities that y'all referencing for high quality long-term relationships is that of a prostitute. Now, a prostitute is the epitome of short-term relationship. Like, it is the epitome. It is the root of wham bam thank you ma'am, right? So I'm only saying these things unless you want these things, and you may be attracting these things not realizing that whole culture is real. And I'm not saying that whole culture is bad. I'm saying that whole culture is real, and you will live in that shit, and you will be a hoe out here, right? And I'm not saying that that's bad. I'm saying know the difference. Because if a man like you for physical reasons, that's some prostitute shit. Pure and simple. When a man loves you for your soul, that's because he done spent hours and hours and hours listening to you converse, listening to you share your soul and experience, and you are interested in him as an individual, and y'all put on this back and forth of sharing information that allows y'all to go further. Do not beat a man's ears up with inconsequential information. We don't care about how you feeling or how you think. And that's not to be mean, because only time people care about you is when you care about them. And for the most part, men deal with selfish ass people 10 times out of 10. People deal with men basically on what can I get from you, right? So if you keep up with that same energy and same mentality, he not gonna fuck with you. Now, a lot of you might be triggered by what I'm referencing, but all I'm doing is giving you game. That's all I'm doing you is giving you game and telling you things that nobody ever told you. Cause y'all can sit alone for a long time in the bed like Brandy, sitting up in my room, being confused, and might get a quality ass energy in your life and fuck it up. Or be afraid of commitment because nobody told you that energy really would like to be learned before you make any large commitments or any claim to fame. Y'all want it to be whimsical and magical and a fairy tale like, and real relationships just don't work like that. They don't work like that. They do not work like that. They don't. It's not love at first sight. It's not a magical experience. It's every day showing up for that person and giving 90% of yourself, sacrificing your life for this person. Do you think you're going to get that on magical, whimsical energy and fairy tale shit? You're not. Nobody telling you this. So I feel like it's cool for me to tell you, because at the end of the day, these spiritual people will propagate you waiting for Mr. Right, as opposed to propagating you to become Mrs. Right. Like, the effort and energy it takes to be a solid individual out here is not based on aesthetics and beauty. Because when we reference aesthetics and beauty, we referencing prostitution. Because marriage is a written contract. Within that written contract is nothing about the aesthetics and beauty of the parties involved. It's legal. It's mental. It's Libra. Libra is an air sign. Air signs rule the mind. Libra also rules the 7th house, right? Where your heart gotta be light as a feather, or you do not make it to divine alchemy. You do not make it to the actual real sexual organs and the sexual experience, which is the actual birthing of ancestors. So the sex comes after the contract. But if you dealing with the sexual energy, you're not actually going to actually have sex with that person. The same way as like when two people touch, they don't never really touch. Like, I'm sitting down on this chair right now, but I'm actually not sitting down. The reality is that we can never fully touch anybody. We only experience how we feel. Think about that while I like this. Because you could pause everything that I say and Google it, you feel me, and come back to the video if that's what you want. But you never feel another person. You only feel yourself. It makes sense, right? Because that's what you feeling. You feeling your own internal vibrations when you having sex. So the reality of needing another person for sex is a whole misnomer within itself. We need people for the exchange of information. That's why Libra rules the 7th house, the house of marriage, the house of partnership, and it's an air sign. It's a sign of mental activity. So your inability to create or sustain mental relationships with divine masculines is the end all be all to you establishing a happy, long lasting relationship. And if you do not know what men want on an intellectual level, then he's not even going to be happy with you. He'll fuck you. At the end of the day, he'll have sex. He'll do all of these particular things that, you know, men want to do. Then he'll get back to what he already been doing previous to that biological urge to spread his seed comes about. That's not nothing special, because when women think that they got good pussy, A man never can feel pussy. A man can only feel how good it feels to feel good himself. So what you feeling, fellas, is not her. You're feeling yourself. It makes sense, right? It's your body. It's your nerve endings. It's your feelings. The transfer is very subtle and is very non-existent at the end of the day. Right? There is no transfer of energy for real, for real. It's just the release of your personal energy. And that's what sex is. So when we come into this thing, fully understanding of who we are as energetic beings, and our goal is to share that, it's not a physical expression. It's a mental expression. So you having the inability, first for men, you got to elevate your thoughts, right? Ain't no way you could be talking about your ex that done broke your heart and we talking about this here consciousness. You got to exercise all of those demons, right? You got to purge yourself of all those Jezebel spirits. You got to go on a major water fast and clear that urethra out and take fenugreek. Get some mugwort in there, take some wormwood, put on an extensive herbal diet, cleanse that urethra, flush that urethra out. Get them spirits out that dick, right? Get them out. Because what you'll see happening, this is real shit, you'll see your energy get implanted in the woman that you having sex with, and that's why she hates your ass, because you hate yourself, and you got dirty energy in that urethra. So when that sperm come out, that semen come out that penis and go into that woman, it's picking up all them vibrations that you done picked up because you think it's cool being a hoe. It ain't cool being a hoe. It ain't cool to be the nigga that's having sex with multiple women. That's not cool. Once again, your daddies lied to you. Once again, them rappers lied to you. Once again, the TV lied to you. The actors lied to you. The comedians lied to you. Everybody lied to you. It's not cool having multiple women. There's no real purpose for having more than one woman. Unless those two women are absolute best friends. If you dealing with two women and they don't like each other, that's like carrying two ass pit bulls that's fighting and you got to walk them around the block. At the end of the day, they going to just they going to stop fighting each other and start biting your ass. I dare you to deal with a heartless ass woman that love you at the same time. That just don't work out right. And a heartless woman is based on you hurting her and you lying to her about another energy that you doing. Because it's not about having multiple women either. It's about lying about the shit and then coming back to it. Oh shit, I cheated on you. Oh shit, I met somebody. But why you ain't tell me? So I could have done something in the meantime, in between time. You fucking up my life. You fucking up my karma. Now I gotta fuck you up. It's only right. So you get yourself into these predicaments not knowing about sexual energy and not knowing that motherfuckers be lying to you about what's cool and what's not. And just because you can do something don't always mean that you should do it. The reality about dating is that you don't need to date multiple people and fuck a whole bunch of people to find the one. You need to find one person that you respect, that you value, that you cherish, and you get to know that person. If you 27 to 44 and you come across a new man, don't judge him based on whether he marriage material or not. Because the reality is that, are you marriage material to be judging somebody in that form or fashion? Because a lot of y'all swear it's the good pussy. But once again, a man can't ever feel that pussy. It's never a point where a man can feel that pussy. A man can only feel how great it feels to be a man. A woman can only feel how great it feels to be that actual woman. Energy does not actually touch each other. It's actually a barrier between us that prevents us from actually feeling what each other feels like. So every perceived emotion and transference that you got from another person, guess what? You was in it within yourself. You had that within yourself. That's shadow projection. Okay? It's good and bad. The hate that you have for your baby daddy, it's just the anger that's within you that's unresolved. Because I guarantee you, an unresolved traumatic situation will perpetuate anger. But a resolved traumatic situation by nature won't produce the same results. So the feelings that you have towards a person can't actually be resolved to bring you to an actual point of peace, bliss, and zen that will then attract a particular energy. And when you attract it, you get to know it. You bring out your notebook and your pen and you study it, right? The same way you would do for an exam, the same way you would do for a course. Anything that you want to really tap into, you gonna have to learn it first. Because never was it a point where you just loved a situation so much that it was just given to you. Oh, I love this accounting degree. I love this accounting degree. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I think about it all day. I just love it, love it, love it. And then expect in 4 years to just have an accounting degree. No, you got to crack open the books. You got to study. You got to take the exams. You got to take a break because you're exhausted from studying it. You're going to end up hating the damn accounting thing because there's so much to learn about it, right? And then finally you graduate after you studied and learned and proved, right, that you can actually accomplish what it is to be an accountant. So why wouldn't you think that it would take that same mental acuity for your relationship? Why do you think that just meeting a nigga on instinct means something? Them R&B songs have lied to you, fam. These niggas are lying, dog. They do not mean that they want to be with you. All they mean is that they want some pussy. Especially if they go and put you in them predicaments and then pull up on you when it's just one-on-one type situations and things of that nature. And don't deny vagina when it's given to them. A real man says, nah, you haven't taken the time and effort and energy to even get to know me enough to even be worthy for this dick. You understand? It's a difference. It's a real big difference for somebody just pulling their dick out. Look, them type of niggas is animals. I know you got baby daddies like that, you know? I know you in relationships where the nigga just want to pull his dick out all the time. He don't want to talk to you. He don't want to build with you. He don't even want to eat your food, right? Come eat. I'm cooking. I'm at work. I'm busy. But I'll be there about 11, though. Okay. I'll just leave it in the refrigerator. Food untouched. Pussy ain't, though. Morning time come. You know. Ain't no cuddles. Ain't no conversation. It's just Air Force Ones and Jabot jeans or True Religion jeans or Robert jeans. Whatever jeans these niggas is wearing nowadays. Them jeans is on. T-shirt, hoodie on. It's cold out. Cold on. All right, I'll see you later. Hey, call me, text me throughout the day and shit. Send me a pic. Yeah, I'm about to go back to work. I'm about to go back to the trap. I'm about to go back to wherever the fuck I'm going. I ain't about to stay here with your ass and communicate with your ass. I came here for what I came here for. A warm bed and somebody to hold on when I sleep. Keep me warm at night. And y'all wondering what these energies is going to materialize into. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Just going to waste your time, waste the prime of your life because you too cute to get to know a real man. You're too beautiful to get to know a real man. since you are so beautiful, since your pussy is so good, we should just be eating out of your fingertips. Well, real world mechanics and relationships don't actually work like that. For real, for real. Only in the movies. Only in these rap songs. When it come down to it, a nigga gonna smash and dash when you come with that pretty shit. Cause that pretty shit is rooted in prostitution. Never in a million years did families choose wives and husbands for their progeny based on looks. Never. It never was that. Never. You picked your husband or wife or your child based on the family, based on their intelligence, based on their astrology. The looks is inconsequential. I'm talking men and women. When you want a dude based on his looks, don't expect that man to marry you if you got a handsome ass, beautiful ass nigga at the crib. Soon as you leave, he cheating on you, cause it's hard to turn down pussy. It's easy to not get pussy if don't nobody want to give it to you. But if you the type of nigga where a woman want to give you some pussy, that's a whole nother level of dude. And if you the type of energy that want to give it up to a nigga like that, then please understand that it's a million other women like you. So the ability to be mental, the ability to find somebody perfect for you, it's gonna take a ill ass minute, son. A ill ass minute. You better be hella patient when you dating and trying to manifest a real relationship. You gotta be hella patient and hella discerning. Y'all don't even be doing synastry charts. Y'all don't even be sure that that person even compatible with you energetically. Like, you don't even know how many lives and relationships I done saved from doing the chart. Like, oh shit. Running down the whole relationship. Y'all blah da 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 da. Y'all feel like long lost cousins and this, that, and the third. Cause they charts mix. They charts batch. And they might be going through a rough patch. And then I'll look at their chart and I'll be like, shit. Say, for instance, y'all break up, right? Be like, yeah. What's the likelihood you gonna find somebody like this again? And then that'll get them to thinking, because they like, well, shit, we talk on the phone all day, every day, but we live in different parts of the country. Well, y'all niggas need to grow up. They both got money, right? They both got money, both hella successful, and talk all day, every day. If you talk to somebody all day, every day, that's your husband or wife. Period. What is this y'all not getting? What's hard about this? What can you not wrap your head around? Because I can see the comments, and I know it ain't a lot of people here. It's early in the morning, but what makes this hard? What makes this difficult? The person that you chop it up with all day, every day, that's your husband and wife. And once you find that person, you let that person know that you love them, you care about them, you respect them, you want to wrap your arms around them, and you never want to let them go. You want to learn them, you want to learn them some more, and you want to continue to learn them for as long as life can lead you into it. And the sexual aspect, that can come later. The sexual aspect, that could come later. Because the reality of sex is some prostitute shit. And if you got enough money, you got enough coin, you can buy the baddest bitch in the whole entire world. You can buy the sexiest nigga in the whole entire world. If your money right, you want the best sex, you gonna have to pay for that shit, right? You want the prettiest girl, you gonna have to pay for that shit. You want that most sexiest man in the world, you gonna have to pay for that nigga. That nigga ain't cheap. Listen, once you get past that, we all kind of ugly and got our own little defaults and defects with us and things of that nature. It's gonna be some shit you gonna have to look over with a motherfucker. But that ain't the point. That's not the point at all. The point is, how deep is your love? Keith Sweat said it best. How deep is your love? Not how good you look. Niggas didn't come out with songs talking about how sexy you is till the 2000s and shit. Only now y'all think that having a relationship based off looks is a way to go. Social media lied to you. Instagram lied to you, fam. So really just trying to break down this dating thing. The more you study yourself, the more you know yourself, the more confident you is in yourself, the more you tapped into your ability. Like, the more you tapped into your body. If you go into a situation and you feel like, whether you fat or whether you kind of ugly or whether whatever going on with you, a lot of different shit be going on with us. We be having little defects, little diseases, little shit with us. You feel me? So say, for instance, you fat, right? That shouldn't be the shit that you thinking about. And if that's the shit that you thinking about, you better do something about it. Because if a nigga come into your life and like, well, I don't really fuck with fat girls, you got to give him that respect. Like, not like, and I know that's like sound mean or some shit, but it's not about like what preferences is, because the same dude that say he don't really like fat girls, it'll be a person like me that say like, shit, bring that shit on. You feel what I'm saying? And it's not even, it's like you always perpetually trying to get better and better yourself anyways. So if a person is going to just call you fat like that, like, that's kind of disrespectful and derogatory. So why would you even think about being with a person like that? This is the value of getting to know a person, to see how disrespectful a motherfucker can be, right? Before the sexual energy is transferred. And I know a lot of niggas don't got the patience and time and energy, but that's lower level niggas. The higher up niggas, the niggas with value, the niggas with shit going, the niggas who got things going, they'll sit and talk to your ass. You would be a breath of fresh air, dog. They'll be like, yo, for real? You want to sit and talk? You want to have a meeting and just kind of see if we compatible? Yeah, shit. I'll meet you wherever. Shit, we can do it. Oh, you paying? Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You want to get to know me? Fuck. That's perfectly fine, sis. Shit. As long as you ain't trying to flip it into marriage off the first date and you trying to take it one step at a time, then cool. We could definitely do that. Hell yeah. I've been waiting my whole life for a woman to tell me this shit. She trying to get to know me and not trying to jump to conclusions or put her own personal expectations on my energy. Phew. Because I worked hard for this. I got a whole story I need to tell. I got a background. I got a present. And I'm trying to go places. And that's the most important thing. Say, for instance, you pull up on a dude and you think like, shit, he got this, he got that. He got this and that. And he got this and that. Oh, shit. I'm in there like swimwear. You don't know where that nigga trying to go or how he trying to expand. Like, he might be a real estate agent and trying to, like, he got 10 houses right now, but he trying to get 50, right? So, you either gonna come in there thinking that you about to live laps of luxury, or you about to come in there and strap up your tennis shoes and get the damn work, right? Like, but if that ain't your mentality, you ain't gonna do nothing but slow that man down. And I'm talking about not the lower level niggas who pulling their dick out immediately. Like, hi, my name is Tanya. Okay, let me pull my dick out. Like, no, I ain't talking about them niggas. I'm talking about the niggas who out here getting it, right? Who out here doing it, studying Forex, NIT, in these universities, in these online schools, getting a grind on, bettering themselves, stacking a coin. They not about to deal with a woman on no sexual shit unless it's a prostitute. When it comes to choosing a wife, that's a harder thing to do because a woman is going to play you like a prostitute. And she ain't even a prostitute. She want to be your wife. But she's so inundated by false information that this is how she coming at you. This is how she giving it up. And this is what we come to in a society. So the reason that I'm putting this whole talk together is because melanated men and melanated women speak a whole entirely different language. And there is no particular bridge to that gap. Because I'm just one person. I'm just here popping shit. And the things that I say, they'll probably impact a few. And the overall goal is like, like I couldn't imagine 40 million people just getting it one day. You know what I'm saying? Especially with all this censorship going on and the truth not really coming out. And, you know, they perpetuated this reality between men and women for this long. I don't see it just reversing in one day. But you can go back to 1950 and get to the roots of why black men and black women don't like each other. And I wouldn't say don't like each other, don't really understand each other enough to get married no more, to come together like our grandparents. The reason that our grandparents are together is because their parents chose them. They made it. They got, like, families got people together. I'm still, like, I'm not super old, but I'm old enough to know how families connect other families, and this is how relationships start. This is my nephew Kyrie. This is my niece Sonya. Y'all two is the same age, got the same intellect. Y'all both good people. I know this person. I can vouch for Kyrie. I know Sonya. I can vouch for Sonya. We gonna put y'all together on a date, a blind date, and see how this thing go. This internet shit, shooting from the hip, this random stranger shit is a new invention. It's a new beast. So the actual information that's required for long-term fulfilling relationships is still based on family, whether you like it or not. To which, if you're not able to learn or get ingrained with a person's family, then that person don't really fuck with you like that. And if a person don't fuck with his family, that person has got unresolved trauma that needs to be resolved because their reactionary energy is negative. So people who don't like their family, right, will eventually be yelling at you, be arguing with you on some goofy shit. People who have close relationships with their family know how to resolve trauma, can stay in close quarters with people and resolve their tension, resolve their issues. They bring those skills into their present day relationship. But if they don't have those skills, oh, fuck you, mom. Oh, fuck you, dad. Oh, fuck you, sister. Oh, fuck you, brother. Guess what they gonna say to you once they have an issue with you? Yep, it's gonna be fuck you. Right out the door. So, I probably pissed off enough people. With this whole conversation, but shit. I woke up like, if I don't share this, I ain't gonna be able to function today, and I got a lot of shit that I want to do, so it felt good to kind of just get this shit off in the nighttime. And I'm gonna download this. I'm gonna share it on IG, but if people start tweaking on it, I'll get rid of it because I ain't post this to piss nobody off. I just posted it because it's the truth. Motherfuckers be out here lying to you about relationships and dating, and that shit don't be having y'all nowhere but sitting alone. Sitting up in your room like Brandy, and it's not 1997 no more. It's 2020. So many people, and it's like it's no people at all. We were just driving around last night, and there was just like nobody outside, just nothing, like nothing. And it's like everybody in the house, everybody traumatized, everybody victimized. And we don't even have the tools to fix our relationships, when our relationships is the foundation to the civilization that's to come. So we all got our little ability to create our own world. So if you found this message and you found this information valuable, shit, begin to project a positive reality. Look at a man that you love and respect and get to know him. And if you lose interest in that man, that's what the whole purpose was of getting to know him was for. Because you wasn't really serious about your intentional energy. Now, if you get to know a man and it sustains you and it grows you and he wants to talk to you and he's returning your same energy, guess what? You got a match for something. And if you can't converse with a man or hold conversations with a man, and you find men to be dense, like in things of that nature, then I don't know what to really say, because I'm a man and I can talk about a lot of different so like I don't know, like because I do know men had this like jockey type of energy and like inconsequential energy, but I think that's mainly, like, I can be like that too, especially with a person that's really not interested in shit that I gotta say or not really listening to me. Then I can become real dismissive and real shut off too. So it's okay to like a dude and smile at a dude and be interested at a dude and be real interested in getting to know him. That will pull out of him that energy that you seeking. But if you low-key not really interested in him as an individual, minus the expectations, minus the fairy tale, minus the fantasy, just into his story, into his life, into his progression, then it's not going to be organic. But when you are, it is organic and it just pulls out. And that's what happens where it's like, well, we just flow, right? Because that natural interest is like the river of your vibration and overall relationship. The more questions that I have about my wife and her family and just her in general and just kind of like her history and like my wife's family and history is just like super interesting. And like I could just think of a question right now, you know what I'm saying, to ask about her grandfather or ask about her grandma or just all of these types of questions and vice versa. And when I ask her those questions about her, then her natural energy about what is already in her comes out. So with all that said, take an interest in people. Stop smacking guts with people hoping that it work out afterwards. That's a horrible strategy, and that strategy do not work out. Take your time with people, learn a person, man, and be patient, man, because being patient is really the key, really the goal, really the vibes out here. A lot of things that's happening for me is a result of just being patient, dog. Like staying true to whatever it is, whether it's your relationship, whether whatever, stay true to that shit, dog. Like stay true to your wife. Hold your fucking wife down, bro. Don't ever fucking leave your wife. Don't ever give her the thought or feeling or vibration that you could leave. And if you feel like you about to leave, then already leave then. Cause that energy, bro, fuck all of that. We talking about foundational energy. Especially if you got kids, man. You got to provide the osmosis to your children of the energy. You can't just tell them what type of man they supposed to be. You got to show them what type of man. You know what I mean? They only peeping what you do. They ain't peeping what you say at all. So if you out here moving sideways, that's what your kids see. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot. It's a lot. I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Thank y'all. Yeah, it's just a powerful thing, man. Once you can understand that people are valuable, people are gods, and your interest in them might be their evolution, might be their spiritual awakening. Think about that when you talking to somebody and you sharing light. Think about the question, or think about your intuition when talking to them. If you feeling God energy from them, speak to that. Let them know, man, I feel a divine presence from you. I feel your energy, man. You remind me of a god. Or you ever heard of Anubis? You ever heard of Ptah? You real godly with your energy. And a person might be having a bad day. You know what I'm saying? Might be struggling. And the realization that you see God within them might be their inclination to see God within themselves. And as we develop this relationship between one another, these are the goals and the vibrations moving forward. So with all that being said, y'all have a wonderful day, and love somebody. And if you can't love nobody, love yourself. Peace.